If there is one ordinary object on the dining table that has outlived most empires in history, it is the pair of chopsticks. Two slender sticks of wood, no springs, no hinges, no sharpened edges yet, powerful enough to reshape how nearly half of humanity brings food to the mouth. They resemble the handwritten notes of our ancestors, simple in form, but carrying a design logic refined across millennia. Imagine an ancient kitchen 3,000 years ago. Before you stands a cauldron of boiling water, steam rising in thick clouds. The cook's hand can no longer reach closer, that is, the boundary imposed by biology. And then, a spark of insight if the hands cannot reach. Extend them. Two rough wooden sticks, loosely tied or simply held apart, become an extension of the forelimbs, a primitive biological pair of tongs. Crude, yet effective enough to resist replacement. Chopsticks were not born from elegance, but from survival. Yet that accident launched an evolutionary path many other civilizations never experienced. Paradoxically, while the West invented knives and forks, symbols of strength and conquest, the East chose two lines as light as air to solve the same problem. And here begins our central question. Why can just two wooden sticks become the most perfect gripping tool humanity has ever used? When you hold a pair of chopsticks, you are performing an action as delicate as controlling surgical forceps. That is not poetic exaggeration, it is human biomechanics. Our hands contain 27 bones, connected by a complex network of tendons and muscles. But in the presence of fire and boiling water, those structures become powerless. Chopsticks act like an extension of the finger bones, allowing the hand to intervene in temperatures far beyond what human skin can tolerate. Biologically, chopsticks create a first-class lever system. The fulcrum lies at the thumb joint. Gripping force is modulated by flexor and extensor muscles, and the two sticks function as the twin arms of a Devereux clamp. As the opening angle changes, force distributes according to torque principles, enabling a level of precision that knives or spoons cannot achieve. Archaeological records from the Shang dynasty around 1200 BCE reveal long bronze sticks used to pull meat from large pots, evidence that chopsticks began as mechanical adaptation before becoming a cultural symbol. The resemblance between the thumb-index finger motion and bronze tongs is no coincidence. It is the result of thousands of years of optimizing the motions of holding, gripping, and lifting a sequence the brain processes in mere milliseconds. If the fork is an excavator strong but rigid, then chopsticks are an endoscopic forceps that humanity accidentally invented while trying to touch fire without getting burned. No hinge, no compression mechanism, no fixed locking point, yet two separate sticks form a system so stable that users can pick up anything from a sesame seed as tiny as dust to a piece of meat hundreds of days times heavier. The answer lies in geometry. Two parallel lines create a variable aperture, an opening that adjusts continuously rather than remaining fixed like metal tongs. When the angle between the sticks shifts by just a few degrees, the contact area and frictional force change accordingly. This transforms chopsticks into a gripping tool that can self-adapt to the size of an object, functioning much like a compass or even a spider's legs. With hinged tools such as serving tongs, users are always limited by a minimum or maximum opening. Chopsticks have no such constraint. When lifting soft tofu, force spreads gently. When turning a small piece of fish, a simple shift in pivot point is enough, much like a potter's hands guiding clay across a spinning wheel. Ancient Han texts even compared chopsticks to the compass of the dining table, not for measurement, but for orientation, because they constantly self-adjust. Chopsticks force users to sense weight, slipperiness, and texture in every bite. Structural minimalism gives rise to operational complexity, a paradox few tools achieve. The ancient world possessed metals: bronze, iron, tin. So why didn't metal chopsticks dominate from the beginning? The answer lies in material science. Wood and bamboo contain cellular structures filled with lignin and cellulose. Tiny air pockets between fibers form a natural insulating layer, slowing heat transfer from the tip of the chopsticks to the user's hand. Metals, by contrast, conduct heat through the movement of free electrons, allowing thermal energy to spread almost instantly. In simple terms, use metal chopsticks on hot food, and your fingers will be sentenced within seconds. Ancient cooks had no induction stoves or insulated handles. They worked with massive cauldrons placed directly over open flames. They needed a tool that could withstand heat while keeping the hand safe. Bamboo, with its low density, lightweight, and rapid renewability, became the ideal solution. Even more fascinating, wood's low thermal conductivity creates thermal lag, allowing users to sense rising temperature gradually instead of experiencing sudden heat shock. This turns chopsticks into more than a tool. They become a safety buffer between 100 degrees Celsius and the human nervous system. A perfect kitchen device does not have to endure heat. The best, it has to endure heat in a way that protects the user. Chopsticks achieved exactly that. No one can lift a 300-gram slab of meat with chopsticks. And that is not a weakness, it is physics. When chopsticks generate gripping force, that force must overcome both gravity and friction. The simple formula applies: F, friction equals m times F, grip, where minus represents the object's friction coefficient. Dry grains of rice are easy to grasp because mine is high. A slippery piece of pork fat has a much lower mind. This physical limitation quietly shaped a cultural principle. Food should be cut into smaller pieces before reaching the table. Chopsticks thus became more than eating tools. They turned into an optimization algorithm for the entire East Asian culinary system. Cooks had to consider size, shape, and texture. Diners adjusted grip strength, movement speed, and pivot points. The human brain calculates all of this in mere milliseconds, a form of intuitive mechanics we never consciously notice. And through that silent collaboration between physics and culture, the meal itself becomes an elegant partnership between design and human instinct.